तो हाउ आर यू ऑल? आप सभी कैसे हैं? Oh, troubling. Mm. I asked you, how are you feeling? कैसे हैं अब आप लोग? केम छो? मजा में छो? कैसन फील करता नीरवा लोग? How are you feeling? This human relation is a lovely thing, and we must enjoy every moment of life. This life is a journey, and in this journey, you should not feel down, you should not feel dejected. Even if things are very difficult, even if things are not working according to you, क्योंकि जीवन तो एक चक्र के रूप में है, चलता रहेगा। कभी अच्छे दिन आएंगे, कभी बुरे दिन आएंगे। And one who crosses that bad days, he or she gets good days. So must enjoy every bit of life. Enjoy does not mean that you do other things apart from your work. You can enjoy your work. I enjoy my class. I hope you also enjoy your class. I'm perfectly all right. I'm enjoying my time. And being a teacher, I feel bad only when my students whose career are at stake, they feel bad. I tell you why I was disturbed that day. I was disturbed that day due to the fact that the other class was not working well. And there were certain students who may not be so mature, and they wrote certain things in group which was really very touchy and disheartening for me, because I work hard for the students. But they did not realize that, and they wrote that And unfortunately, I was not there in that class. There were other people involved. They could not guide, the students who may be sometimes very innocent in their observation, but unmindful of the fact that how it is going to affect the teacher concerned, who is putting his whatever efforts he can do or she can do. So that was the real reason of my rejection, disappointment, disturbance. But it happens. Now they are quite happy now and they are all okay. So I know that there'll be some situations when there'll be hiccup. We may not be happy. So I know you may be also facing these kind of things in your life. You may be sometimes feeling not very good, but don't worry, it will become good tomorrow. Every day is a new day. But be honest to your work. The true spirit of nationalism requires that all individuals of this country must do their work with all honesty. Suppose all teachers of the country start teaching their students with all honesty, integrity, the quality of education will be far, far better. All judges, all officers, all bureaucrats, Supreme Court says that bureaucracy and executives are not looking things as the way they should have. They are quite right in their observations. When we become officers, we think that we are masters. So the name says you are public servant. So this feeling is not there in the person concerned. We should feel that we are serving others. That is what I teach to my colleagues here, my people here, that you are serving. So the people who are serving, they should be polite in their behavior. I'm not saying that you should not be firm in your stand. You should stand your ground. You must follow discipline. You must follow the rules. But it doesn't mean that you be indisciplined. You be impolite. You become immodest. No. The humility, modesty, politeness is going to help you a lot. Sometimes wrong can happen, but we must correct. We must mend our ways for better things. I hope we are working sincerely, and I have advised you to start solving questions now, because now I think you have read little bit CPC, so you can understand the sense and substance of the subject and the complexities. I heard a judge saying that order 8 rule 6 illustrations are very difficult, but the way we have done it, I think that you must have found that it is not so difficult. So this is you who can make it easy. This is we who can make it easy. This is we who can make it easy. So if we work sincerely, if we study the topic with concentration and with right bent of mind, asking right questions, finding correct answers, I hope we can do wonders. And the complicated things will become simpler things. With this preliminary note, I will again advise you to solve all the questions, and whatever queries, concerns you have, you start dropping that in the group, not individually, please. And I will be solving all the questions with all my competence and capacity, and I think we can do wonders. If you solve the questions, you get a kind of confidence that I can do it. You can see, the best preparation says that you start from the end. Start from the end. So what you get in examination, the questions. Preliminary examination, you get objective questions. Men's examination, you get men's questions. So why don't we start doing it right now? If we keep on deferring this tendency of solving question and habit of solving question, it is not going to help at all. You listen to the interview of Gujarat topper. I tell you, that she brought to my notice also one particular fact. I will start in this class also, but how much we'll be able to do it, I don't know. But I think we'll start in this class also. We used to solve every day one subjective question in the class. And I used to roam around in entire class, and I used to look into the copy of the students by moving here and there, even in this big class. And I used to encourage them to write something even. Now see, in worst case, suppose somebody has this tendency even today that I am not able to write answer, I suggest you very simple method. And the simple method is that when you have read Order 8 Rule 6 and a question is asked on set off, so at least you remember that theory which you have written in the class. If you have missed writing anything in the class, you have this ambition publication bare act. There also I have written it in brief. You have your ambition material as well. There it is written again. So the person, the student who is sincere, he or she will pick even that material. It is upon you and me to do it. So let us come out of this idea that I am not able to write answer. You are able to write. The only question is that you start writing. Now, there is a very important and very eye-catching statement. You are not required to be great to start. You are required to start to be great. You are not required to be great to start, rather you are required to start to be great. So if you do not start, how will you write answer tomorrow in your exam? Because ultimately you are required to do it. Nobody is born with the exceptional quality. Nobody. It may be now 1 in a million. We are all average people. We are all mortals. We are all human beings. And we have infinite intelligence. We have infinite intelligence. Just it is question of belief. It is question of self-belief that I can do it. It is said, winners do not do different things. They do things differently. Everybody is studying CPC in this class. Everybody. But there will be few people who will listen to me carefully, who will revise class notes carefully, who will read bare act piously, who will read comment piously written in bare act, and who will solve the question also of preliminary and mains and try to find out the answers. If you are not able to find out the answer, I am there for you. So what is my humble suggestion? That come out of that inertia that I can't solve question, I can't write better answer. It is not. It is not the fact. ये तथ्य नहीं है कि आप नहीं लिख सकते. ये तथ्य नहीं है कि आप अयोग्य हैं. ये तथ्य नहीं है कि आप अक्षम हैं. तथ्य तो यही है कि आप सक्षम हैं, आप योग्य हैं और आप असीम ऊर्जा, असीम शक्ति और असीम बुद्धि के स्वामी हैं. You are honor of infinite intelligence, infinite wisdom. It's just question of belief. So you believe in yourself, start working upon it, start solving the question. Next week I will concentrate. I wanted to start it little early, but I think that still we are grooming up ourselves and still we are feeling comfortable. So the moment you start feeling comfortable, then you start solving question of the topics which you have read. And that will give you immense benefit. So we'll do it next week quite frequently. But till that time, you start solving question. I'll give you some kind of test also in between. I am planning of that maybe tomorrow. Now the topics which we have covered, on that I can give you certain questions and I will ask you to write answers and I will discuss the answer in the class and I will ask you to pick the points how it should have been done. You can send me few answers as well, one or two, so that I can tell you how to improve upon your writing skills. There is nothing called a skill, it's just a question of application. So I said if you get a question on order 8, rule 6, so if you do not know how to do it, at least you can write the theory part and if it is applied question, you can apply that theory into that particular facts. You may be right, you may be wrong, but your argument should be very good. Because see, different decisions given by trial court are challenged in high court reverses that decision and even high court's decision is reversed by Supreme Court. So will you say that the high court was wrong? No, it is just question of your evolving understanding. So there is evolution of your understanding as well. So never be down by this fact that I was not able to answer correctly. Sir's answer is this, my answer is this, so I am wrong, sir is right. No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. So I request you, I suggest you, I encourage you, I induce you that if you want to get better knowledge of the subject, if you want to be a judge, start solving question, preliminary, mains, both. And you do it seriously. I said honesty pays, integrity works. You can be dishonest to somebody else, but you cannot be dishonest. You know about yourself. You cannot speak lies to yourself. You know everything about yourself. Are you doing this? You know it better. You be your own master. You be your own examiner. You be your own teacher. Start doing it. It's quite enjoyable. If you understand, you enjoy. If you do not understand, you do not enjoy. So keep improving on your understanding and keep working on these questions and you will get wonderful result. With this observation and suggestion, let us proceed further and let us start this counterclaim. So again the similar question in case of counterclaim as we raised yesterday in case of set-off. So what are the questions and what are the answers? Same question, same answers. The first and foremost question, what is this counterclaim? What are the essential, what is this counterclaim? What are essentials of counterclaim? If original suit is dismissed, then what will happen to counterclaim? Are we required to pay court fees in counterclaim? Can we claim money only or we can claim other things also in counterclaim? What are the conditions to be satisfied for filing counterclaim? And up to what time it can be done? All these questions which we raised yesterday in case of set off, we can raise it today in case of counterclaim. So first question is, what is this counterclaim all about? What do you mean by counterclaim? So write down counterclaim is in the nature of counterclaim is in the nature of counterclaim is in the nature of cross suit. Counterclaim is in the nature of cross suit. Counterclaim is in the nature of cross suit. And well before in Lakshmi Das versus Nana Bhai, Lakshmi Das versus Nana Bhai, well before in Lakshmi Das versus Nana Bhai, which is AIR 1964, Supreme Court 11. The Supreme Court allowed defendant to file counterclaim. Supreme Court allowed defendant to file counterclaim. Supreme Court allowed defendant to file counterclaim and treated it as cross suit. This is in 1964. It is a claim by defendant. It is a claim by defendant against the plaintiff. It is a claim by defendant against the plaintiff in the suit It is a claim by defendant against plaintiff in the suit filed by plaintiff. It is basically a cause of action in favor of defendant. When there is cause of action, then only you can file a suit. It is a cause of action by defendant against plaintiff. Against plaintiff. Against plaintiff. And it is independent and separate. It is independent and separate. It is independent and separate claim from plaintiff's claim. It is independent and separate claim from plaintiff's claim. Here defendant Here defendant, in addition to set off, here defendant, in addition to set off, can also plead, can also plead, can also plead by way of counterclaim, by way of counterclaim, not only ascertained sum, not only ascertained sum, not only ascertained sum, but 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 any other right as well, any other right as well. Not only ascertained sum, but any other right as well. By changing the paragraph right down, it can be filed or claimed it can be filed or claimed in written statement, in written statement, in written statement, in written statement, and it should be a claim which must accrue either before or after the filing of suit. It can be either before or after filing of the suit. But before filing of WS. But before filing of WS. Or before expiry of time, or before expiry of time, or before expiry of time limited to file WS, or before expiry of time limited to file WS. So as it is to be filed with the WS, so it should have origin before WS or before time of filing WS has expired. So if cause of action has origin either before filing of suit or even after filing of suit, it doesn't matter, but it should have origin before filing of WS. Because it will be filed with WS, it will be claimed in WS, that is written statement. So it should have origin before that. or before expiry of time to file WS if you have not filed WS. So that is the limitation. Obviously, as it is in the nature of cross suit, you should write further. Obviously, as it is in the nature of cross suit, so it should satisfy all the criteria. So it should satisfy all the criteria of a suit. It should satisfy all the criteria of a suit. It should satisfy all the criteria of a suit. It should satisfy all the criteria of a suit. It should satisfy all the criteria of a suit. It should satisfy all the criteria of a suit. Is this clear? Now, so you understand also the rules relating to counterclaim, I hope so. First I said that this must have accrued either before or after filing of suit, but what before filing of WS. Obviously, next, it should not exceed the jurisdiction, pecuniary jurisdiction of the court. Otherwise, how the court will accept your claim? It should not exceed the jurisdiction of court. Sorry. It should not exceed the jurisdiction of court. Now, counterclaim is treated as separate suit. Counterclaim is treated as separate suit. So when it is filed, it should be within the limitation of. So when it is filed, it should be within the limitation period prescribed by law. Within the limitation prescribed by law. Here there is difference between set off and counterclaim, you must understand. Now set off is a sort. Set off, now rather I said opposite. Set off is a shield. It's a shield. It protects you. And counterclaim is shield as well as sword. मतलब ये ढाल भी है और एक तरह से तलवार भी है. It attacks. So you just try to understand the difference what I am saying. I gave beautiful statement. I said set off is shield. Counterclaim is shield and counterclaim is shield as well as sword. Shield as well as sword. It is both. It is both. It is both. Set off is a shield. Counterclaim is shield as well as sword. So it attacks also, sword attacks, and shield only protects. So set off is not barred by limitation, because it is a, so even set off is claimed after limitation, it will be deemed to be instituted on the date of suit was filed. So it should be within the limitation period when the suit was filed. Suppose there may be a case, I give you a very simple example. Suppose I have a claim against you. Just try to understand. I have a claim against you. I am giving a hypothetical example. Or suppose, let us say, A has a claim against B. Let us say like this. A has a claim against B. Clear? A has a claim against B. How much? Let us say 1 lakh. But he doesn't want to file a suit because he thinks that if I file a suit, I'll spend much money and litigation cost will be too much. I'll be wasting my time also. So he doesn't file suit. Now B has a claim against A of 10 lakhs. B has a claim of 10 lakhs against A. Now B files a suit. Is this clear? But now this debt of 1 lakh is barred by limitation because time has expired. You cannot have a remedy related to 1 lakh because your limitation time is over. The moment B files suit against A for claiming rupees 10 lakhs, now here A can bring set off of 1 lakh. But now when he brings this claim of set off today, this is barred by limitation. This is barred by limitation. So he cannot bring a suit of 1 lakh now. But what is the benefit in set off? He can claim 1 lakh even today, because the claim of 1 lakh, even if it is claimed today after expiry of limitation, will be deemed to be claimed on the day when suit was instituted, when the demand of 10 lakh was made by way of suit. So this is the benefit. So it relates back. But in case of counterclaim, it is not so. In case of counterclaim, when the claim is made, then it should be within limitation period. So set off is not barred by limitation. You can write down here further with all clarity. Set off, if within limitation, at the time of institution of suit, and which is time barred now at the time of filing, but time barred at the time of filing suit, at the filing WS, at the time of filing suit, WS, can be claimed, can be claimed, can be claimed. I show you the provision, even limitation act regarding this. Limitation act. Limitation act. But this is not so in counterclaim. Counterclaim is independent suit. Counterclaim is independent suit. So, but counterclaim should be within limitation when it is claimed. If it is not so, let's see here, the set-off was not within limitation when it was claimed, it was barred. But it was within limitation at the time of filing of suit, so it is saved. But in case of counterclaim, this is not available. When it is filed in WS, then it should be within limitation time. Then it should be within limitation time. You see here in Limitation Act, this is section 3, clause 2 or subsection 2, clause B. Any claim by way of set-off or counterclaim shall be treated as a separate suit and shall be deemed to have been instituted in the case of set-off on the date as suit in which the set-off is pleaded. So the date of set-off is date of suit. When the suit was, now you filed suit and I claimed a set-off. You filed suit on 1st January 2021 and I claimed set-off on 1st June 2021. And by 1st June, my this right to recover debt is now time barred. But on 1st January 2021, it was valid. So I will get the benefit even if I claim it on 1st June 2021, which is time barred in set-off. But this is not so in counterclaim. You see, in case of counterclaim, on the date on which counterclaim is made or counterclaim is filed, the pleading of counterclaim is brought. So this is clarified by section 3. Subsection 2, clause B of Limitation Act. (1963). So date of claim of set-off is date of original suit in which it is claimed. But the date of counterclaim is date on which it is claimed. It is sealed as a suit. So it gives rise to a new claim. As I have said yesterday also, that as it is in the nature of suit, so you will have to pay the court fees. In both cases, set-off and counterclaim, in both cases you are required to file court fees. As it is in the nature of cross suit, so it should satisfy all the criteria of a suit. Now, this remedy of counterclaim was brought in year 1976 by way of amendment. You can see this 6A to G, we have added it there. Now, why we have this provision? Why we have this provision? So, object of bringing this provision is very simple, very pious. And the object is that we should avoid multiplicity of suits. Interest Republicae ut sit finis litium. So interest of Republic lies in the fact that there should be an end to the litigation. So we want to minimize litigation. If it can be done in this case only, why not? Allow it. Allow it. So we save the time and energy of the court. Now, further question arises. Up to what time we can claim this counterclaim? Up to what time? So what is the maximum time limit to claim this counterclaim? What is the maximum limit up to which one can claim counterclaim? The answer is it should be claimed at the time of filing WS. It should be claimed at the time of filing WS, whether it arose from cause of action accruing before or after filing of suit. The interesting question arose in a case Ashok Kumar Kalra versus Wing Commander Surendra Agnihotri. Ashok Kumar Kalra versus Wing Commander Surendra Agnihotri. Ashok Kumar Kalra versus Wing Commander Surendra Agnihotri. General rule is that it should not be allowed after framing of issues, because this will create some kind of injustice, it will cause some kind of injustice to the other party. General rule is that it should not be allowed after filing of or after framing of. After framing of, it should not be allowed after framing of issues. General rule is that it should not be allowed after framing of issues, because it will prolong the trial, 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 and it will not promote a speedy and fair trial. Will not promote a speedy and fair trial. As it will promote a it will not promote a speedy and fair trial. So we should desist from it. We should desist from it. See here, Supreme Court says, Ashok Kumar Kalra, 2019-16 scale, (544). It says that Order 8, Rule 6A does not put an embargo on filing of counterclaim after filing of WS. Restriction in Rule 6A is only with respect to accrual of cause of action. It means that cause of action to file counterclaim must accrue before filing of WS. However, counterclaim can be filed after filing of WS. However, the Supreme Court cautioned that defendant does not get an absolute right to file counterclaim with the substantive delay. The court held that outer limit to file counterclaim is still framing of issues. After issues are framed, counterclaim cannot be filed. Counterclaim cannot be filed. So after framing of issues, it should not be done. It should not be done. And even otherwise, the law is vigilantibus non dormantibus jura subvenient. Is this clear? Ashok Kumar Kalra versus Wing Commander Surendra Agnihotri. Rule 6A in this context says also that. Rule 6A. If you can look into Rule 6A, It says defendant in a suit may, in addition to his right of pleading a setup under Rule 6 setup, by way of counterclaim against the claim of plaintiff, any right or claim in respect of cause of action accruing to the defendant against plaintiff either before or after filing of suit, but before the defendant has delivered his defense or before the time limited for delivering his defense has expired, whether such counterclaim is in the nature of claim for damages or not. So even here it says that the cause of action accruing to defendant should be either before or after filing of suit. It can be even after filing of suit, but before defendant has delivered his evidence or before the time for delivering his defense has expired. Such counterclaim is in the nature of claim for damages or not. So this is very clear that counterclaim should be claimed with respect to cause of action which has arisen either before or after filing of suit, but not after filing of this WS. WS. Hmm. So cause of action should have arisen before filing of WX. However, counterclaim can be filed even after filing of WS. So write down, law says that cause of action should have arisen before filing of WS. Cause of action should have arisen before filing of WS. Really sorry. So this is very important point that the cause of action should have arisen before filing of WS. But counterclaim can be filed even after filing of WS. But Supreme Court further said, these are the questions. These are the questions. Supreme Court further said that defendant does not get an absolute right, that the defendant does not get an absolute right to file counterclaim, to file counterclaim, to file counterclaim after substantive delay, after substantial delay. No, no, no. The court held the outer limit the court held that outer limit to file counterclaim court held that outer limit to file counterclaim is still framing of issues. Is still framing of issues. After issues are framed, after issues are framed, and after issues are framed, counterclaim cannot be filed. After issues are framed, counterclaim cannot be filed. The effect of counterclaim. Is this clear? Effect of counterclaim. So write down number 1. Effect of counterclaim. Number 1. Counterclaim has the effect of cross suit. And court can pronounce counterclaim has the effect of cross suit, and court can pronounce judgment on original claim as well as on counterclaim, on both, as well as on counterclaim. As it is, number 2. Number 2, as it is treated as plaint, so plaintiff has right to file. So plaintiff has right to file WS. 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 Number 3. Even if plaintiff suit is dismissed, stayed or withdrawn, plaintiff ने withdraw कर लिया, plaintiff का suit court ने dismiss कर दिया या stay लग गया, even if plaintiff suit is stayed, dismissed or withdrawn, the counterclaim will be decided on merits. 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 Now, defendant now you write like this. The rules relating to WS the rules relating to WS the rules relating to WS will apply to answer filed in reply of counterclaim. Answer filed in reply of counterclaim. Is this clear? So you have written everything, I think. हमने rule 6B to 6G पढ़ा दिया आपको. You can see this. Rule 6B to 6G, that is what is written in this. So this is what is on counterclaim. Now you just try to understand that what is the difference between set-off and counterclaim. I think you have understood it. The difference between set-off and counterclaim. Set-off is only for money, counterclaim is for money or other right. Set-off's limitation will be in the institution of suit, date of institution of suit. If it was within that limitation on date of institution of suit, so I gave you an example that suppose I have a claim, A has a claim against B of 1 lakh rupees, but A doesn't want to file a suit for claiming 1 lakh rupees, he forfeits his claim. Because he knows that for claiming this 1 lakh rupee, if he files a suit, he will spend more than 1 lakh. So he doesn't do this. But in the meantime, B has a claim against A of 10 lakhs. He files a suit. He files a suit. Is this clear? Now my right to claim set-off is within limitation at this time, when he files the suit. But when I file my WS against that claim of 10 lakhs, when I file my WS, let us say in the month of, this is November, in the month of January. So by that time, this debt is time barred. 1 lakh debt is time barred. So can I claim that as set-off? Yes, I can claim as set-off. I can claim as set-off. Because set-off will relate back. Limitation will relate back in case of set-off on the date of institution of suit. And suit was instituted in the month of November when this 1 lakh debt was within limitation. But this 1 lakh debt went beyond limitation when I was filing WS in the month of January. Is this clear? So this is the beauty. But counterclaim, this is not available. Counterclaim should be within limitation on the day when it is claimed in WS. So now, counterclaim is separate and independent, need not be limited to monetary claim only. But set-off is basically a kind of defense seeking absolvement from payment of money. Set-off is basically absolvement from payment of money, but counterclaim is not like that. It is an independent action and need not be limited to money. And that is why I said set-off is a shield, it saves you. You can bring it as defense. But counterclaim is shield as well as sword. So you can claim that money also, you can claim other rights as well. So this is what is from my side on counterclaim and set-off. If you have any question, any concern, you can ask me on counterclaim or set-off. Otherwise, I will move to the next topic. The limitation for filing WS by plaintiff is in reply is decided by the court. How the court can decide? Limitation law decides. No. Now, as far as set-off is concerned, now the same rule, as I said in case of counterclaim, that even if original suit is dismissed, stayed, withdrawn, then the counterclaim will be allowed and court will pronounce judgment. Same is with the set-off. Suppose my 10 lakh claim is false, frivolous, and that is now dismissed. So can I get this 1 lakh rupees claim decided by the court or not? Yes, it's a kind of cross suit again in set-off. मैंने तो आपको ये कहा कि set-off यदि at the time of institution of suit is within limitation. and it is barred at the time of filing WS. So it is within limitation by virtue of Section 3 of Limitation Act, which says that the limitation of set-off is the date of institution of suit. So the date of institution of suit, I instituted suit on, suppose I said that I have a set-off of 1 lakh rupees, but did not claim. You say like this, A has claim of 1 lakh rupees. कितने का? A has claim of 1 lakh rupees, but did not claim. All right. B has claim of 10 lakh rupees against A and claims. I never wanted to claim this 1 lakh because I am sure that if I want to claim 1 lakh rupees by court, I will spend more money than 1 lakh. So why to claim? I will not claim. I will sit idle. But B makes a claim against me that no, I have claim of 10 lakhs and he claims 10 lakh rupees. All right. B has claim of 10 lakh against A and claims. He claims. He did not claim and he claims. So B versus A suit is filed. And when it is filed, let us say it is filed on 1/1/2020. Files suit on 1/1/20. So I said that this 1 lakh was within limitation on 1/1/20. But when A files WS, here A will file WS, A files return statement. Now, in March 2020, his debt of 1 lakh becomes time barred. Now my question is, if this has become time barred when at the time of filing WS, will I claim it or not? The answer is yes, because it was within limitation on the day of institution of suit. So set off relates back. Even if it is time barred now at the time of filing of WS, but it was within limitation at the time of institution of suit, that is 1/1/20. So it will be valid and I can claim set off. This is what is being said. So set off limitation relates back. But in counterclaim, limitation is the date on which, suppose I file it on 1/3/2020. And I file this counterclaim. And suppose this is the same example. Can I claim here on 1/3/2020 counterclaim? No, because it is barred. So for counterclaim, this is the date, 1/3/2020. And for set off, what is the date of limitation? 1/1/20. This is the beauty of set off. So set off puts you in advantage. Set off is basically shield and counterclaim is sword. Now leave may be required when you claim it in amendment of pleading. Otherwise, why leave will be required? I don't understand that. Otherwise, why leave? It is my right, I will claim it. No? What do you say? If it is my right, I will claim it. Why to seek leave? Huh? Why I will seek leave? I will file it in WS. For filing WS, do you require any leave of the court? What can be the situation? Order 8 Rule 6A3 says that limitation will be decided by court. Okay? What you are looking to? दिव्यांश जी आप काफी आगे चलते हैं लेकिन क्या लिखा आपने? Order 8 Rule 6A3 says, क्या लिखा है? plaintiff shall be at liberty to file a WS in answer to the counterclaim of the defendant within such period as may be fixed by the court. इसमें limitation कहाँ है? ये तो WS के लिए कह रहा है. आप इधर से उधर कुछ से कुछ पढ़ते रहते हैं. दिव्यांश जी, please be careful, sir. Now you read the language carefully. After the class, you read it carefully. आप देखिए अब फिर पूछ रहे हैं, सर इज इट डिसाइड बाई लिमिटेशन लॉ और कोर्ट ऑफर WS बाई प्लेंटिव. क्या लिख रहे हो ये? इस सिंपल चीज को कॉम्प्लिकेट क्यों करना है? रूल 6 से हम जब आपको नहीं कुछ बता रहे हैं तो आप क्यों इतना परेशान हो? प्लेंटिव शैल बी एट लिबर्टी टू फाइल WS in answer to counterclaim. It says if I have claimed a counterclaim, then plaintiff will obviously file a written statement. So for that purpose, within such period as may be fixed by the court. So court may give him time that you submit this reply within 30 days or 10 days or 2 months. So that is different situation. This is for now counterclaims defense. The limitation for filing by plaintiff in reply is decided by the court. कंफ्यूजिंग सवाल पूछते हैं, काफ़ी अच्छी बात है, पढ़ रहे हैं आप, अच्छी बात है, तो अच्छी बात है. So I think that set off and counter claim is done. Now I will start with another topic. अमेंडमेंट ऑफ प्लीडिंग में कर सकते हैं आप. सेट ऑफ के बाद भी क्लेम कर लिया, अमेंडमेंट ऑफ प्लीडिंग होगा तो उसमें कर सकते हैं आप. आपको भी बता दिया मैंने भाई क्या मैक्सिमम टाइम है उसका करने का. तो मैक्सिमम टाइम में लिखा ही है भाई फ्रेमिंग ऑफ इशूज के बाद मत करो. देखो लॉ इज नॉट मैथमेटिक्स, बट एक रूल होना चाहिए ना भाई. आपने पहले WS में क्यों नहीं क्लेम किया? तो चलो स्टेज ऑफ फ्रेमिंग ऑफ इशूज तक आपको अलाउ कर देंगे, है कि नहीं मोहम्मद शोएब? मैंने एक डिसीजन भी आपको अभी बताया था ना, एक डिसीजन नॉट सो इम्पॉर्टेंट. अब देखो, द ट्रायल हैज बिगन and plaintiff's evidence is complete and now defendant wants to file. Plaintiff's evidence is closed, now defendant wants to come with counterclaim. Will you allow this? It will be difficult, it will be putting him in jeopardy. How will he respond? Plaintiff's evidence is closed. Now defendant says, I want to bring this counterclaim. So where were you earlier? Vigilantibus, non-dormantibus, jura subvenient. You should have been vigilant beforehand. If you are not vigilant beforehand, why should I? Why should I allow you now? So we will not allow this now. Set off and counterclaim. Is this clear? Now I will start with new topic, but I don't know why these people are not coming to the class. I can see only now limited people in the class today. I don't know what has happened to them. Where are they? And they are missing important class. I don't know where are they. No, ये जो क्वेश्चन पूछा ना भारती जी आपने, ये कोई क्वेश्चन ऐसा है नहीं. बेसिकली तो सेट ऑफ इज मनी क्लेम. सो नो मनी क्लेम, but counter claim, when you claim something against me, then only I can make counter claim. So obviously even in that case there is something. It may be in form of right, it may be, now this is just to minimize the litigation, that if you have any claim against me, you claim in this suit. Why do you want to file a separate suit? Why separate suit? So that is what is the purpose. If you read things in proper context, you will understand it better. If you frame question outside context, see, text find meaning in context. So you put it in context. Counterclaim is very simple, and set off is a reciprocal adjustment of debts. So you have 1 lakh rupees against me and I have 2 lakhs. So obviously we'll adjust and 1 lakh will be paid. But in counterclaim, you can have many claims, not only money claim, even other rights. So if I have filed a suit against you, you also come with some right against me. So that is what is the purpose of counterclaim. So I start new topic after 10 minutes, okay? I was just asking that there is Uttarakhand APO on 21 November, no? So I think that many people have left class due to this reason only, because the exam is judicial services examination has this problem. It will be coming in between and it will obviously now put some breaks here and there. So we'll have to adjust accordingly. So I seek your suggestion on this point. Hmm? I seek your suggestion on this point, my dear friend. What do you say? See, still not audible? ये आवाज आ रही है मेरी? Hmm? Now see, you have done with the most difficult part of CPC. This is what is very, very important in trial process. You have done the important parts. Uh, this is your chapter number 1 in your material. Chapter number 3, 4, 5 is very simple. Foreign judgment, I'll do it later on. Parties to suit, frame of suit, pleading, plaint, issue and service of summons, written statement, set up and counter claim. So you have done till this point. Appearance and non-appearance and proceedings, not very difficult part. We'll be able to do it very quickly, I think. In next 5-6 days, we'll be able to cover this. Then there'll be spatial suits. Spatial suits are very simple general point. Spatial suits and other orders. Then there is res judicata and execution and judgment writing, which is very, very important. So I'll be doing that again. So what do you suggest? Should we take break? Because there are many people missing from the class. And I think this is due to the region of Uttarakhand APO, because people have taken break. So I will hold then tomorrow GK and English class, and we'll take break on 20 and 22, and then we'll resume on 23, 24, 25, 26, and I think we'll be able to cover substantial portion in 4 days. 23, 24, 25, 26, because 27, 28, 29 will be again break due to this Rajasthan examination. No? 30 we can have class. First we can have class. 30 and first we can have class, 23, 24, 25. So within these 6 days, 4 days here and 2 days here, I will be able to complete order 1 to 20. I will be able to complete section 9 to 35B, I hope. So this will be complete. Almost all trial process will be complete. So 23, 24, 25, 26 and 30 and 1, this is December. We'll be able to complete all this. Is this clear? And by that time I have told you to do this uh, question paper and uh, so will you help me to take decision on this count, because I am little concerned about the number of students sitting in the class right now. There are very few people sitting in the class. And I don't know why this is. So I can find out the reason that they must be busy in their examination. So 27, 28, 29, there'll be holiday. I am informing you beforehand. If you have any work, you can do it. And I think this 20, 21 and 22 will also be holiday because of this Uttarakhand APO examination. Because we have to do it, because many students go for examination. APO exam is here and Rajasthan Judiciary is here. And I will take class on 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 4 days. And this, now, this is November 30 and December 1. So within these 6 days, we'll be able to cover up many things. Many things. Is this clear? Is this all right, my dear friend? अमेंडमेंट ऑफ प्लीडिंग भी है इसमें, हम लोग करेंगे. थोड़ा लंबा टॉपिक है बट हम लोग कर लेंगे उसको, नॉट एन इशू. And other topics are also there because they are not very difficult. Now difficult parts are the beginning part. The beginning part are difficult parts. Rest of the parts are not so difficult, I tell you. They are simpler. Like now, appearance and consequence of non-appearance. I don't think it has too much problem. It's very simple, very simple. Appearance. If you see the orders also, these are not big orders. These are not big orders. It's not so difficult. They are not difficult. I don't think they will cause any problem to you as such. So, I think that we should wait till this examination and then we should begin. That is what is my proposal. Rest is your, I am here to do my job, but job should do justice also, because the students are not in the class, so it is not going to serve the entire purpose. It is not going to serve the purpose. So if you allow me, I will start next topic on Tomorrow you can have other class GK English, that is permissible, because Saturday it will not be held. Saturday it will not be held. So, because after the class you are also required to study with me. Not 22nd, it will be 23rd. 23rd November, not 22nd. 23rd November, 22nd instead of 22nd. It's 23rd November instead of 22nd November. Yes, Ashish Ranjan for pointing out, sir, it will be 23rd November. I'll be completing anyhow by 1st December the entire trial process. That is my purpose. So I'll be completing that, and then for tomorrow I will inform you. For tomorrow you will have information in the class. Tomorrow I think we should have, for tomorrow we should have English and GK class. So those who are interested, they will be attending. But see, English and GK are also very important. Because English, if you do not know, where it went, all the comments. What about others? Please, sir, madam, all, please. Nobody should feel bad about this decision, otherwise I will feel bad. So please speak up your mind, because I think that before examination, see, we'll be able to complete our things on time. Because see, I have to take another class also, and I will need little bit break in between as well, because as you grow older, you become tired early. So after this completion of entire trial process, I teach trial in CRPC, I teach trial in CPC. So after completion of order 1 to 20 and this section 9 to 35B, I'll be starting again execution. Because execution is very important, 36 to 74 along with order 21. And then I will request my colleagues to take care of this spatial suits, because the spatial suits are spatial examples. They are not conceptual, they are informative. They are only informations. They are not concept oriented topics. They are information based topics. So that I will request my colleagues to take, and I will have break, and then I will resume again with res judicata and execution, the difficult topics. Bharti and all other people, I request you only one thing. Dibyanji, this is a question which is not for me to answer. See, because I am not the commission. If I speak something and it doesn't prove right, or see, if I speak something and you have lesser marks, you will feel bad about it. So I don't think that this is proper for me to comment on this, but I will tell you that if you think that you have more than 300 marks or 300 around, then you should have some expectation of getting through preliminary, because more number of seats. Why not? You take examination for experience, but don't expect anything after examination. Don't expect anything from examination. You are just a beginner, so please appear in exam. Now you just have experience and just have fun. Jaipur and Rajasthan, there are various places which are beautiful places. I visited earlier, I think Jaisalmer. It was quite amazing, and I had a tank ride also there, and the sun is best place to wander over. Jeep safari there, it was quite thrilling. So it's quite enjoyable time also. So if you can, uh, or if you have your center over there, I don't know where are the centers in Rajasthan. Jaipur is one of the center. Must be other places also. Udaipur is also beautiful place in Rajasthan. So if you go Rajasthan, just roam here and there if you do not have any exam at hand, because 29, 27, 28, 29 are your holidays. So it will be really good for you. Just see Rajasthan, beautiful people, cultured people, and beautiful places. Borders are also there. No? I visited a border also, I think it was beautiful. Jaipur and Jodhpur only. Jodhpur is also, Jaipur is also good place, and Jodhpur is good one. I have been there. 18 December, Karan Chawla ji. JAG examination. So we'll look into that also, don't worry. So you go appear in examination, just revise your bare acts. You read bare acts and you solve previous year questions as much. For as far as task is concerned, I told you, my dear friend, you have read order 1, order 2, order 3, order 4, order 5, order 6, order 7, order 8 now also. So 1 to 8 orders, and section 9 to 25 you have already read. So you solve all questions of these orders and these sections first. You solve all the questions of these orders and these sections first. And then you think of other things. पहले इतने को कर लो ताकि तुम्हें अब जब हम 23 को मिलें तो we should be having some good questions. And you please work upon the question. Don't let it go. Apply your mind, because in law you will find that the questions are lengthy because facts are lengthy. But the issues are simple. Issues are simple. So you should be able to find out the issue of the question. And if you can do it, yes, Mr. Chawla, all blessings from my side. I really love my students, and I hope you have the same feeling for me and for this institution. Please don't feel restricted, prohibited. If you feel that there is some grave concern, you can communicate to me. We'll look into that and try to improve upon the things. We are trying our level best to do better things. But sometimes we may fail, sometimes we may pass. I don't know. I will request you to, I will request all to see my one lecture on order 6 rule. I'll share. Ashutosh, you share that lecture in groups. Amendment of pleading. I have given a lecture for this, that is a little lethargic lecture, but it is quite enjoyable, and it will I'll be taking this topic. It will help you in judgment writing, etc., etc. I will share in group. I will share in group. I will share in all group. I will share in group my lecture. Please listen to it and learn. I have spoken Hindi a lot in this, but you should not worry. I have spoken Hindi in this, but I have given everything in English. I have spoken Hindi in that, but I have spoken English and Hindi both. So what I told you, you please watch my lecture there on YouTube. Amendment of Pleading Order 6 Rule 17. Order 6 Rule 17 I said, and in this Order 6 Rule 17 I have given you cases, and I have told you there that how to write judgment and how to reach judgment. That's very important. It tells you how to read case. It tells you how to read case and write judgment. So then I take leave. I think that you will be solving all questions on order 1 to 8 in your material, objective, subjective, both, and section 9 to 25. You do this, and you can solve all other questions of previous year, and you can bring it to my notice. If you now think that there is I have requested you to solve all questions of order 1 to 20 and then section 9 to 25. And see, there are important topics here. Order 2, rule 2 is very important, frame of suit. Order 5, summons, not so much important for men's, but it's important. Pleading and plaint, rejection of plaint, very, very important. This written statement, set off, counterclaim, very important for men's examination. Order 2, rule 2 is very, very important. Joinder of parties, joinder of necessary parties, all these are important for your examination. Section 9 is very, very important. 16 to 20, similarly, very, very important for your exam. So please solve all questions, subjective, objective, both. And whatever you do not understand, we'll come back on 23, as I told you, and I'll solve all those questions. Now, if you do not solve, then for that you please give me question beforehand. By 22nd, I should have question with me in WhatsApp group, not individually, please, in WhatsApp group only. Is this clear? So thank you very much. I take leave here, and then I begin. Tomorrow, GK and English class may be there. I'll inform you, because I'll have to confirm from the teachers, are they available? Because generally, they have their classes on. So you do it, Anupma, you do it. We'll take care, don't worry. You do it, you listen to the lecture again. Judgment writing, you listen this lecture which I have told you, order 6, rule 17. I have told you how to write judgment. You will not understand it very quickly. You will learn it by experience. And plaint, though, plaint you have to follow all those rules which I have told you. Plaint is not a difficult thing, but of course, experience counts a lot. You cannot learn anything in one day, though. You learn by doing efforts. You learn by doing effort. So you do effort and you learn it. So nothing great in that. You will be able to do it. Don't worry for that, Anupma. Don't worry at all. You are a smart student. Your name is Annapurna. Annapurna Bhaskar. So Annapurna, I have problem with. No, don't worry. TPA बैरक कब तक आएगा? बैरक लिखने में टाइम लगता है. अब देखो, we have written this specific relief bear act and Muslim law bear act is ready, but I will have to see it personally. Unless until I see it personally, it will be very difficult for me to publish it, because language problem, content problem, concept problem, and even if now 20 people have looked into this, TPA we are working. TPA will take little bit time. It is not possible to publish it right now. It will take 1-2 months at least 1-2 months. SRA, though, it's ready almost. We'll be publishing it very soon. Now, what I tell you, my dear friend Jia, I tell you, and Anas also, what has happened recently, it's a very difficult decision for me, because the cost of paper has increased too much. Now the printers are saying that you wait for some days, because otherwise if we publish it right now, we'll not be able to publish it at reasonable cost. Though SRA is almost ready, I think 1-2 days more, But whether the institute will take decision to publish it or not, publication will, it's a difficult thing for us to decide because the cost is too high these days. I don't know, everything is costlier these days. Everything is costlier. It's really difficult decision, but we'll be publishing it very soon, considering the fact that the students will get benefit. Now, whether these Bear Acts are useful, you people ask so much about Bear Act. And if it is so, please uh, do me a favor also. If they are useful, please promote it to different social medias. Because see, whether these Bear Acts are useful, and if it is so, please tell the whole world that there is something. Oh, NS, I am seriously sorry. SRA Bear Act will be published very soon. I think that I should do it. We'll be doing it very soon. Don't worry. We'll be doing it very soon. Let me check because it is pending on my part. I have to see the Bear Act finally. So you have given me break. I will do it. I will do it. Oh, Kirtiman Divedi, ये सारे Bear Act. Where are the comments? ये comments कहाँ उड़ जाते हैं आशुतोष? ये comment कैसे गायब हो जाते हैं इससे? हाँ? तुम्हारे पास आ रहा है? दिखाना जरा। मेरे में से comment वो पीछे वाला गायब हो गया। अरे वाह, परमवीर सिंह ब्रह्मास्त्र ने सर, that's good. वेरी यूजफुल एंड टू मच हेल्पफुल। अभिषेक कुमार श्रीवास्तव, तो ये लोगों को क्यों नहीं बता रहे हो? बेयर एक्ट तो बिकती है नहीं, हम लोग पब्लिश करते हैं, परेशान है। बेयर एक्ट में बहुत लॉस है हमारा, बहुत लॉस है दोस्त। प्रियंका सिंधु, वेरी गुड। जिया, वेरी यूजफुल। अनस, वेटिंग फॉर SRA, I'll publish it very soon. प्रियदर्शनी, भूमिका, सुनील गोस्वामी, कीर्तिमान, संजीव सौरभ, हिमानी गौतम, सोहम सरकार, कशिश मुंजाल, परवीर सिंह, आरती तिवारी। That's really great. That's really great. Really great. Please, please now write about this on your social media, my dear friend. Just with Bear Act, you give a photograph on social media. Oh, Shivangi, thank you very much. Constitution Bear Act is commendable, though we are trying to improve it further. गली गली गोरस फिरे, मदिरा बैठी बिकाए। तो ये तो बात आपने सही कही, अन्नपूर्णा भास्कर। लगता है तुम्हें आती है शेरो शायरी कुछ, बहुत अच्छा। कभी आओ इंस्टीट्यूट पे, हम लोगों को भी भाई बताना, हमें भी उत्साहित करना, प्रोत्साहित करना, नहीं अच्छा लगेगा हमें। This life is so beautiful, we are not able to enjoy it sometimes. We are so disturbed by worldly affairs. But let us pray to the God that they give us courage to fight out all odd situation and to improve further. आप अपनी एक तस्वीर खींचें और जो है एक कैंपेन चलाएं एम्बिशन बेयर एक्ट का। नहीं, एम्बिशन बेयर एक्ट का एक कैंपेन चलाएं। हिंदी में भी हम लोग प्रयास कर रहे हैं लिखने का। वी आर ट्राइंग आवर लेवल बेस्ट टू ब्रिंग इट इन हिंदी ऑल्सो on the pattern of English. We'll be publishing similar Bear Act in Hindi. And we'll be coming very soon with SRA and Muslim law. TPC next class on 23. Please, I'm seriously sorry. You will get the schedule, don't worry. Next class on 23, my dear friend, don't worry. You will get. अच्छा, ये सवाल राहुल जायसवाल जी का है। अरे जायसवाल साहब, आप तो बहुत दिन से मिले ही नहीं। Really wonderful people. Raj Ratna, Divangi, Jia, Aarti, Abhishek, Dibyanshu, Jeba, Bharti, आरती, स्वैब, दिव्यांश, शुभम। तो आप पढ़िए सारे लोग, फिर मिलते हैं हम लोग, बातें करते हैं फिर आगे की। हाँ, आज के लिए आपसे विदा ले लेते हैं यहीं, ठीक है? धन्यवाद। गॉड ब्लेस यू, ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर एग्जाम। ऑल राइट, शुड आई टेक लीव? ओके, बाय बाय। ओके।